Hello, hello. Good night. Good night. Okay, so tonight we are going to Millmax this fancy Devastating TKL. So this color is the aqua color. And you can see this is pretty much the design of Brutal series. And for Brutal series, you know, like we have Savage 65, Brutal 60, and there's also 75, I don't remember the name, and also the 1-800. But this one is the TKL version, and what's the best part of it? It has the F13 key. So if you ever want to try 13 key TKL, this is the one to go for the price. Yeah, I think the in-stock price is $310, and with some plus like shipping tax, maybe you will end up getting like $330, $340. Yeah, so I think the aftermarket price right now is like almost $400, but consider how much people have to pay on shipping and fee, I think it's reasonable, right? Anyway, yeah, go back to this keyboard. So this is a top mount, but also you can use some O-ring. Try to sandwich the plates or maybe the screws. Yeah, the screws. And also the plate. So that you can get a softer typing feeling. But anyway, let's try to add a bump out to it. Okay, so that's the first thing, so you won't slide your keyboard around. And there's also some polyfill provided by Canon Key that you want to put under the PCB to get a different typing sound. So it has the tooling for opening the case and also getting some long screws for the plate so that you can use the O-rings as burger mount. So let's put the bump on. Yeah, I like those universal bump on so that if you miss someone during the build process, or maybe vendor forget to include them, you can always get something from Amazon. And also if you like different color, you can also get from Amazon. So let's see from a different angle. Yeah, it didn't have a brass weight, but the color, yeah, you can see if you were trying to match it with the Islander, the Infinity Islander, the color is pretty matching, right? So the Aqua 2 color. But never mind if you don't have that keycap set, because Infinity key, especially it's PBT and sometimes quality is not so good. But I don't think this one turned out to be that bad. It's just like for this keyboard, I built the 6.25U spacebar is a little bit warped. So the spacebar is a little bit sluggish. Yeah, anyway, if you really have the font, the best way is to get GMK extras. That's my go-to way of getting good keycaps. Okay, so basically for this keyboard, the client want to Millmax socket on that, and we will see what Millmax socket he chose. Okay, so looks like it's 0305. Well, actually it doesn't matter too much on either side. So there are two kinds of Millmax sockets. So one kind is usually the silver one, it's long, and there's also the gold one, it's short. So it depends on your board. If the long one doesn't work for your board, then you probably want to look at the shorter one. But I believe the Brutal series were pretty much okay for the longer one. And worst case, you can always put a foam underneath it. But yeah, let's have a try. Let's see if that works for sure. So we want to have some fitment on that. Yeah, basically what you will do is try to use some switch. Yeah, some switch. Maybe have 4 switch on the 4 corner and 1 center switch. And please use unlooped switch so that you don't end up ruining the socket. So let's get 5 switches and let's try this 0305. And I usually need to use the tweezer to figure it out. Also, let's choose one plate to have a try. I don't need to use 2 plates. And I kind of want the universal one, so let's just use this one. Yeah, so the 7U1 is fixed layout. So the way to go is get some sockets and put on the switch pin. Yeah, it's long enough that I can even use my hand. So there's 2 ways. One is try to use the tweezer or use your hand to put the Millmax socket onto the switch, then insert into the plate. And in this case, we want to test fit. So we want to put on the plate and also put onto the PCB. So that's one way of doing that. And the other way is directly put the tweezer. I use the tweezer to put the socket onto the PCB. Where's my chat box? Yeah, so the second way is try to put the socket directly onto the PCB. And then you can use the switch to connect. Yeah, because we are trying to test. I don't know if it has enough friction later on. So we will give a try. Maybe it didn't work on the test room. It's always hard to know if it works without trying, right? So if we are really calling what we're doing this time, it's calling how to test your 0305 socket on a case, because you never know if it works or not. and if it works, it can save you a big fortune and save you a lot of time, because 0305 is longer than 7305, so it takes less time to solder. But yeah, test fit is always something that's not very easy to do. Especially if your switch pin are not straight. Hello, good night. If you're watching right now, I'm trying to Millmax socket this PCB for the Devastating TKL. And currently I'm testing whether the socket, the silver long socket, works or not. Yeah, if you just jump in, I'm building keyboard for myself and for clients. Okay, this works. Let me try the build command again. Yeah, it shows up. Yeah, I think I need to change different text color. The background is too light. Okay, I think getting the socket onto the switch pin is the harder part on this process. Yeah, anyway, let me try to see if I can do something on the text color. So let's see if I can do a little bit darker. If yeah, so let's refresh and try to have the build command again. Okay. Not sure if it's really clear. Yeah, I wonder if it can do like the black outer line. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can change the font setting. Okay, now try different commands. Okay, it's something. I'm not sure if it works or not, but it's something. Okay, so let's switch to add onto the plate for the test fit. Yeah, I think it's fine. It's not really a long one, but we never know. Yeah, I don't even know if it can have the friction mounting this board. Okay, so let's open up the case by the tools that we are given. Oh, I need the tools. Yeah, interestingly, there are some friction that the PCB didn't really go down, but let's just add a little bit more switch so that it has the friction of other switches to help. Yeah, better use some like 1U switch, 1U keycaps, because that gives better friction than others. And also that's because of the switch lag. So 5 pin is better. If you only go 3 pins, it's not helpful. Like the center pull is not as much help as the 5 pin other two legs. Yeah, I don't think the socket was much longer than the switch pin anyway. So yeah, I don't know when a PCB or case doesn't really work for this socket. What does that mean? That means like it's really tight tolerance, like very thin space. Yeah, we will see. Hopefully it's an easy one to try it out. The worst case you have, these are not hex, these are just like the regular one. So these are just the Phillips, and no wonder they are silver. I'm not judging by color, but that's usually by experience. Need to get some magnetic. Okay, maybe these screws are not magnetic friendly. We will see. Sometimes you don't really need to remove the screws as long as you just keep the bottom case straight. And we need some longer ones to use on the other side of the screws. Okay, so the bottom case is very easy to remove. And hopefully we don't lose any screws because they don't give us additional. Add these additional screws for the bottom case. Now it's time to we don't have any screws here, so there's no short screws for the plate. We probably just use we have short screws. My bad. We don't need the O-ring now. And how many short screws do we need? 8. So long screws. 8 long screws. Yeah. That's the right number. Actually, they gave me one more. Yeah, fairly reasonable. And now let's put the plate on. Now it's time to use the tools. So there's short screw for top mount and long screw for burger mount. Yeah, I think people usually have the Phillips screwdriver, but maybe not have the hex one. That's why hex tool is usually included. And also hex tool is very easy to make. I believe it's better than the Phillips. But yeah, I may be wrong. Time really flies. It's already 20 minutes in, and I haven't started soldering. Actually, the first step is not even soldering for TKL. The first step is still just like inserting out socket. But before that, I definitely want to test if the socket works on this plate. Cool, so we get everything in. Let's make sure. Yeah, I wonder how do I even test whether it hit the bottom case or not. I should think about this one before even going this route. But you know what? Let's use the dumbest way. Just close it and try to type on those corner keys and see if they are shorting the PCB. Maybe it's not that smart. But do you have better idea? Okay, so after screwing the plate, so let's see how much spacing between the PCB and the case. Yeah, I think it's a lot. So let's just use the hex tool as an example. Don't tell me my hex tool is gone. Did I leave the hex tool in the PCB in the case? Oh, it's here, right here. Hey! Yeah, I know. Getting deadlines is usually hard. Like I also have a launch deadline by April 21st, so it's like 2 weeks from now. So I'm kind of like busy working, but also trying to play keyboards along the way, so get some fun. Okay, so let's test out. Okay, I don't know what's the best way to test. Okay, let me try this screw. Yeah, so basically by putting this screw in, yeah. So May 11th is pretty far away. It's another month. So I bet at the time a lot of people will receive their beer. Oh, okay. Good news and bad news. So the good news is the bottom is far away enough that the screws get in. And bad news is the screw get in. So what should I say? I don't even need to have the PCB in this case, right? Because I just need to have the plate, then try to see how the socket hit the bottom or not. Anyway, let's just see if this not keyboard, but if this PCB can even work. I'm not sure what I'm doing. Okay, key tester. Yeah, so apparently this key is working, and this key is also working if you type a little bit more, and this one also works, and this one works. So it's not shorting the PCB. Good news. And also I don't think I hear any sounds regarding that. So let's just open it up and remove the PCB, and no need to have the PCB to test the fit of it. Hello, good night. If you really hear the fan noise, it's our heater in the garage. So I cannot turn it off just because I don't want people in my house get cold. But I'm not sure if you can hear or not. Maybe I should have some noise gate. But once I start soldering, maybe it's the same. Yeah, I bet it's very noticeable. So let's see if I can get some filter. Okay, so noise filter. I'm not sure how to adjust noise filter. How about this? Does it do anything? Okay, so if it's a bit better, I can potentially do a little bit better. How about now? Yeah, I think audio is always the mystery for me. I never know like how you can test the audio without getting another device or maybe another person to tell you. Okay, I think I get how that works. Okay, let's see if we can open up the case. Yeah, not enough. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, let me show you if I can make it even better by not muting myself. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I wish the noise gate can give me some understanding of maybe some sound recording and playback. Like how Zoom, you know, like Zoom always have that testing features. Okay, so yeah, I'm doing the test for the fitting of the socket, and I don't think I really need any plate, just because PCB, because how I'm testing socket only. So the purpose is trying to see whether the socket will hit in the bottom of the case. So if I remove the PCB, just like this one. Okay, let me see how I can. Yeah, so now I just like put the case back again and try to screw in. So there will be two parts of the stream. One part is Millmax socket, this one, especially how to use the 0305 socket to test whether the case works or not. And the second part will be using the Water King switches. I haven't received them. They will arrive to me like next Monday. Yeah, I totally missed the event from Preview Key, so I end up going to another vendor. Okay, so this is a much better way of testing. So let me see if I can show that. Yeah, basically the philosophy is trying out the plate and the switches as well as the socket on that. Then you put back, no need to have the PCB. Then try to see if you can like see the bottom of the pin. Actually, let me see if I can even show that. Yeah, let me see if I can show. Focus. Yeah, so you can basically see the pins, the switch socket, and also the bottom case. And okay, so how much space they are underneath. Okay, how do I show that? Yeah, like it's probably not very easy to see from stream, but yeah, if you really just look at that, it still has a lot of space. So yeah, that's how you can just use the plate, the switch, and the socket to test whether this keyboard can be used for 0305. Yeah, I hope in the future if you want to do Millmax socket, it will be easy to test that. I mean, don't try the PCB, it's waste of my time. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to adjust the camera. Okay, anyway, now I don't need this one. I believe I have like 10 sockets here. I don't think that matters for me, so probably I will just leave it here. Yeah, if your PCB can... Oh yeah, another thing is that after you do this one, make sure you also try to press on it. So see if you can get the center of the plate, actually get center switch with the socket touch the bottom. Yeah, it's still far away, so this is fine. Okay, this is my first time trying out this socket, and also my first time to see if this works. So pretty fun. Yeah, if next time you want to build a socket, Millmax socket keyboard, and don't know which socket to use, this is the way. Okay, so let me get the PCB out again. This time we'll really need to use that. Yeah, this time it's for real. And let's put all the tools back. Nice. So which socket did you use? Are you using the 7305 or the 0305? Yeah, so that one definitely works. It's actually like shorter than the switch pin. And that's why I'm testing this 0305. You have that too? Yeah, I think you can try to test that with the method I showed today. Like just get the PCB there and get the plate there and try to fix the plate, get some switch with the socket. But the problem on bare is so flexible. It could easily like hit the bottom, I guess, just because how flexible that is. So yeah, like for PCB that's not meant to work with a very flex board or very flex plate, you can definitely try this method to see whether it works or not. But for other ones, even you try it, if you don't have the PCB underneath, maybe the flexibility of the combo is different. So it could be harder to tell. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is inserting all the socket into the PCB, and I will use the electric tape, the old-fashioned way, and also I probably need to have some way to lift the PCB from left to right so that I can have a good base to work on. I didn't see the Play GB channel today. What did they say? Softer material not good for hotswap PCB? Or yeah, I think in general, like, you never know until you try. Sometimes it's hard to tell because boards are different. Yes, like if your board works doesn't mean other board works. So it's really case by case. Yeah, you can say like, okay, my board doesn't have the problem, but doesn't mean like other boards have doesn't have the problem either. That's why, like I said, like I was worried that I said, okay, if you can try this way, your 0305 will work no matter what, but that's not the truth, right? Because the plate could be very flex. And the reason I do this for the Devastating TKL is because like people usually just get the FR4 plate. Like not many people will try to get aftermarket plate for the Brutal series. So if you test fit on the FR4 plate, it should work for most of the case. But that's not true for broader context. Like, okay, can I make sure my board works with 0305 for sure? 100% sure? No. Yeah, I know. I think like the time I got the Oblivion from you, you're also trying to get rid of them. I was like, which keyboard will you keep the last? Yeah, if like you need to keep one keyboard, which one? But I know you have a bear coming. So that's the answer already, right? Yeah, and for me, I think I'm just like a little bit lucky that I can do the job that only need to work from home for the COVID time. So technically, I get less spending because I don't go travel or trying to get out for food. Yeah, even though like delivery takes a bit more premium on top of just getting the food, but in a restaurant you need to tip the person, tip the waiters, and also like the like you need to drive there, so there's also cost on your car, or maybe you Uber there, so cost on the card as well. So that's why like I feel like I kind of like saving some money during the COVID, but by looking at this hobby, I don't think I can say that anymore. The saving on the other part is the necessary for this hobby. Okay, next one. Okay, this is perfect. I already stopped spending on switches I like already have, just the recolor that I don't have. And I think specifically for all the JWK recolor, I don't think I get any for the recent quarter. Yeah, I think I'm a fan of JWK recolor at the beginning of the hobby, so I get plenty of that. Just how I love Alpaca. But now I'm like, okay, switches were just under the keycaps, so Alpaca all the way if you want the JWK linear. Because I'm now start doing like hotswap, so switches were not something that consistent on the keyboard. So get type feeling is the most important part. Yeah, I don't know. Like, at this point, I don't know which switches can attract me more. I think by the sound, maybe just like if it can go very smooth and also the deep sound. So basically combination of the Ink series and also the Alpaca. That's why I love Lavender a lot, because it just gives me the benefits of both sides. But I hate that it comes with good enough factory loop that sometimes I just overloop the switch. And I usually don't do overloop for other switches. So now I'm looking for switches that you don't really need to loop, because sometimes I don't even type on that switch for like really long time. So when I try out all my loop switch, and when I try that switch, probably like unlooped but above average performance is pretty important. Yeah, nowadays I try to like give my client builds additional day or two, just because I know I sometimes loop switches inconsistently. So without typing on that for a day, I cannot tell. Yeah, I think my finger was sensitive enough that I have to use my finger to tell. Okay, I hope this switches give me better time on soldering, just because how the 0305 is so much longer, which I probably will get less chance to get soldered into the socket. Do you have any chance that, do you have chance that reach the end game and never buy things later? I was like, is that a fake thing, or is that something that could happen after the country opened up again? Because one part of me is okay with staying home for longer, just because how I have this hobby, and was a little bit worried about like everyone going back to normal life and nobody like the keyboard anymore. But another part of me is like, okay, I need to find a new norm, new balance between the keyboard hobby and my work if I ever go back to office, because I cannot try a lot of keyboards during the day unless I just bring too many keyboards in the office, which I don't know. Sometimes office is not that secure. Yeah, last time I think our office got break in. A lot of laptops get stolen, but maybe they will not recognize this great keyboard. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it will not. But yeah, I for sure just like trying to spend money right now only on things that I find interesting, so that no matter if I will keep them or not, I bet there will be people like them. Yeah, I don't really like go very... Wait, did I miss one? Yeah, I think I missed one. Okay, that will be not that bad. Yeah, these sockets stick onto the plate very well, PCB very well. Not like the other one, which is the shorter one. Very easy to sticky on the tape when I try to untape this part. So it's actually better. Yeah, elephant is the best. You know what? Yeah, I think the viewer only you and me. So Jackie is sending the Piggy prototype to streamers. Not now, but soon. And I should be able to get one prototype after some streamer are tired of the Piggy. We will see which one. And maybe that one will be the one I use in office. So as you said, nobody bother getting that. Yeah, we don't know which streamers will get which color, but I made some suggestions just because I know how different streamer has different habits, different preference, different color like compatibility on their keycap set collection. So I just made some recommendation. And this time it's not one, not two. Okay, I probably speak too much, but yeah, there will be some. Yeah, I don't think Jackie knows a lot of streamers, especially on their preference or their keycaps and switch collections. Yeah, I know. So for example, for one streamer, I definitely recommend the PC plate. And other streamer, I know if she like to use tactile switch, better to give the aluminum plate. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much the most important information. Yeah, there will be two kinds of plate on the stream. Soon-ish. Soon TM. But yeah, I don't think there are any prototype really made yet, just because how Jackie showed to the channel were mostly the latest information. I never get to know the factory progress before he showed to everybody. I only know like what I can help. For example, like the information Jackie will put on IC, and also the information Jackie need from the streamers. Yeah, just because of the time zone. Like, it's really hard to communicate overseas when you don't have a lot of overlap time. Yeah, I think the only advantage for us is that whenever the GB time or the extra time, we will be the one who will ping the channel, or at least Jackie will let us know that, so we will not miss that, because sometimes I will just miss whatever ping from other Discord channel. Yeah, I think I just follow too many Discord server now that I don't even know which ping are useful, which are not. So sometimes I just ignore the ping. Yeah, I think most interesting part of this one, the piggy, is, spoiler alert, Jackie didn't mention the final decision, but I don't think he's really considering getting the WKL version, just because how that's not his original design. So one part of me is like, I want to try the Winkless version, but other part is like, yeah, I think the HHKB version is more traditional vintage that's suitable for this thing. So I definitely agree with his decision. Of sometimes you shouldn't go with whatever people said, should go with your design decision. Yeah, I'm not sure, maybe it's my filter, because I don't think I need that filter anymore. Yeah, how about now? I don't think my fan is opening up anymore, so I can potentially just use this one, the audio as is. Yeah, I guess it's like the noise gate. When it has noise, it's easy to get the right one, but it has no noise, then the noise gate just becomes super bad. Yeah, I like the typing feeling of the gasket mount keyboard Jackie made. I don't know whether the piggy will be the flex part, flex side, or the normal gasket muting sound part. Yeah, I think regarding the flex, Bear is the most flexy keyboard that I've worked on, unless you count polarized half plate build, because that one was insane. Yeah, I like the side pocket stuff for the gasket, just because how I experienced some trouble on the Bear when the bottom hitting the case, actually not the plate hitting the case, but the keycaps might hit the case. So adding some side gasket on the bottom of the keyboard is probably useful. So maybe I should make a video on how to at the side gasket to stop your keyboard from sliding. Oh, speaking of which, this is not my keyboard, so probably better show the keyboard that I own and I like. Yeah, I'm a good mod. So this is for Jackie again. Yeah, that's Noir. How to pronounce it? Noir? Yeah, I think it's definitely better if you have the PC one, just because how the white is not perfect match with the E-white. It's a little bit pale compared to, you know, the E-white. So E-white seems a little bit warm, and the Noir white is a little bit cold. But still a very good set. Yeah, probably from stream. No I, no A, no I. Okay. Yeah, I know it's from anime, and I have a novelty set, novelty kit from Canon kit that I got the other day. Yeah, I don't think I get any base kit from them, just because how I missed the pin. No L. No L. No L. Okay, it's no L. But yeah, I like this one. It just feels so... Actually, the color was just like so nice. No wall. No wall. Yeah, I just don't get the novelty yet. But yeah, if you look from this angle, you will see, yeah, it's really white compared to the E-white. I remember there were a picture of Noir on the PC case, right? I think that brings me the idea of getting these keycaps. Yeah, for sure, this is looking so nice. I don't think we really need this one. Okay, yeah, maybe I will use these keycaps on the board I built on the Aqua Devastating. I mean, look at how... Actually, the color may not have like 100% match, but yeah, looks very good. Yeah, to be honest, Discord doesn't have a lot of photos posted on the gallery or the photos channel, so I would say that's a wonderful thing to do. Yeah, I actually have how many E-White keyboard? I have like 4 E-White keyboard now. I mean, they are all really good on any keycap set, but most keycap set I have is the white alpha. So I probably have this taste for a while. Just the white alpha and white keyboard. Okay, the music may be too loud. Yeah, maybe I can show all my white keyboards in a collection. I mean, I'm really proud of them. Yeah, I think I'm getting less black keyboard than I thought. I thought I had a lot of black keyboard, but to be honest, I only have the E7 on my hand, and also for GB, I only have the the Ori CLS2 black, and if we count NK65 Olivia edition as the black version, then yeah, that's another one count. But otherwise, I don't think I get more black keyboards. Yeah, it's really compatible, but also a lot of pre-built keyboard were also using black. So I'm like, okay, it's very close to the pre-built. So if you look from the top, it's hard to tell. And also for any plastic keyboard coming out recently, like the KBD 67 Lite. Yeah, if you don't really look closer, it looks like the black anode keyboard. So black sometimes is a little bit less surprising, or maybe less custom. Okay, if I don't get enough socket, I will definitely get from the board itself. But worst case, I can just use the 7305. Yeah, I don't even know how they count the socket. Do they count by weighting them? I feel like the precision must be very good. But also sometimes I'm just like surprised by how many sockets there are. By looking at that, I was like, okay, it's not more than 20, right? Then after spending the whole row of like 30 sockets, I still have a lot left. So sockets were something that you cannot underestimate. Yeah, I hope so. But sometimes they just give us a little bit more. I think that makes sense. Just because like for missing ones, it's very easy to miss one when you are building. And also maybe if you have some bad precision. Okay, you know what? I just miscalculate a lot of things so that I have a lot of leftover tape that I can use on this board. Ringer Kings. So if you want to get bulk order, you should try Mouser. So Mouser definitely gets cheaper when you get a lot. And Ringer key definitely gets faster to you. So it's really trade-off. I think there's no right or wrong answer for sure. Okay, let's try to flip. Okay, I got one socket out. Which one it is? Yeah, anyway, maybe that's the bottom arrow keys that I already put one. So let me show that. I got 1,000 sockets from Mouser, and I'm actually surprised by how many is 1000. So this bag has 1000 sockets? I actually don't believe that. Yeah, but 1000 is just like this small bag. And also I don't know. Whenever I will try that, I probably cannot really count and tell them, yeah, you missed someone. Yeah, my goal is not need to buy any sockets for the next of 2021, but I have how many keyboards that I need to build on hotswap build. So right now there will be another KBD pad from client. And personally, I will Millmax socket a Sync 6.5 V2. Okay, another E-White keyboard for my girlfriend. Finally, I'm building a keyboard for my girlfriend. And I'm worried she won't like the switch I chose, so better Millmax socket that. And I want to Millmax my Meridian just because there's no possibility of hotswap PCB. I won't say ever, but I don't think in a foreseeable future there will be any like hotswap PCB on that. I think like for Sync 6.5 V2 it's possible, and for Bear for E7 they offer hotswap PCB from beginning, so that's fine, but not for Meridian. And what's next? Yeah, some premium keyboard they don't have hotswap PCB. I probably want to Millmax them as well. But I will wait until they come, because maybe they don't sound good or look good. I will let them go. I just get too many now. Okay, which one is the 6.5, 2.25? This one, this one. So there's no way this is on the center of these two. So definitely left one. Okay, now I need to get some from the board. Yeah, we need to get those switches anyway. Yeah, I think I will Millmax socket on my sinks next week. And my original plan is to use the Noi on her board, but she felt the white was so cold compared to the board itself. Okay, did I miss one socket? Yeah, it's right here. So I probably will try different keycap sets for her. Wait until her finally settle on one, then call it a day. Yeah, actually I don't know if she will like the penguin switch or not. I think based on her preference, tactile switch is the one, but not as tactile as Holy Panda or Boba, because I let her try it and she's not super into this. But she really had a good taste on the sound. Yeah, that so sucks. Yeah, at which point, yeah, sometimes you don't want to like sell at that condition, right? You don't want to make the next person unhappy about that. Wait a second, do I really have nothing left? That was a little bit scary, right? If you have no leftover socket, that means you have to be 100% accurate. I mean, that to me is hard. Okay, I have at least 3 leftover, 2 leftover, so. Okay, that means I got, this PCB has like 88 keys. And I only have 2 leftover, so I'm short for some sockets unless I missed ones. Okay, anyway, let's see, maybe we don't really need those. Oh, first, I don't even tape the row here. Yeah, so how many switches do you have right now sitting in the drawer without getting used? Okay, just need some reinforcement. Just keep taping on things so they don't get out. Use all my tape, do whatever I can. I mean, not all, but the ones I used last time. Lilac, yeah, that's a great one. Okay, time to solder, which means I should put the keyboard back. This keyboard as well. And the switches here were additional, and we have no leftover. Yeah, I think one thing about InStock is that if there's never a hype, then you have to sell at cost or below cost. So that's pretty sad about the InStock one. But worst case, you can use it on a hotswap board. Oh, the tape were not good. And try them out, and at least you have type on them, have the feeling of it. Then you can sell and still just like pay the cost as your experience. Okay, I hope this is easier to solder than the 7305. I bet it's easier. Yeah, I think I sold my MT3 DVTTY below my cost, actually below drop cost. So if you can get it now, how much you have to pay below that, but definitely also below my costs. But at least I tried on that keycaps. But still, if I get a chance to try the other MT3, I will probably try. I just like tied off the color. Yeah, the thing is like the fee and the shipping, but switch is fine. Keycaps has a little bit higher shipping fee, so I usually don't try to get keycaps from Drop, just because how Drop has a really large inventory. Okay, let's see the noise gate again. Okay, does the sound okay? I'm wondering. I probably need to check my noise gate in the future by recording offline. Okay, let's see how the 0305 works. Okay, maybe they are really easy to solder, but I don't know whether they are soldered or not. Yeah, this time is the fan of my solder. I mean like for the soldering. The first time it's the fan of the heater for the house. Okay, confirm. It's much easy. Okay, yeah, I think the noise gate were just not as good as I thought. I need to tune that, so probably I will not use that for now. Yeah, for sure I will try to make it better next time, or maybe like there's a noise cancellation. Is that something? Yeah, I'm trying to get a good noise suppression. Okay, so now the noise suppression. I don't know what does that mean, but that's on and see how that works. So this one works better, much better. Okay, so the noise gate is more manual and noise suppression could be very smart in that case. Nice. Okay, I will use this one next time then. Yeah, I think the music with some noise is really hard to deal with. Maybe the best is not to use video like music at this time. I mean, storing should be just like as fast as possible. But yeah, we will see. Okay, just confirm this one is definitely much easier than 7305. Yeah, I just don't know how to best position my head. Just because how I need to take closer look on the socket. So it definitely gets really easy because like it's a long socket, so that when your solder iron like hit the socket itself, it gets very easy to get hot. So it's just like way more easy. Yeah, it feels like if you try the 7305, now 0305 is just like regular solder. Yeah, so if you have a chance to do this one for your keyboard, I would definitely recommend this one, just because how easy they are. And it turns your PCB into hotswap PCB without the cal hot swap socket. But still, totally depends on how your keyboard has space underneath the PCB. Like if it's really short distance, then it's really hard. You know, even a keycard has the cal socket. I just wonder like how different is the keycard hot swap socket PCB versus the normal tofu PCB. Okay, yeah. So it's about 9:28 my time, and I will see if I can finish by 9:45. Yeah, so as long as you are not pointing the solder into the socket itself, this one should be very easy to do. The only thing is like maybe you you should get closer to the PCB, then you probably will breathe some solder air, which is not healthy, so that's the only thing I will probably check. But yeah, it's the same as other sockets. So yeah, still this socket is definitely better. Yeah, and as usual, like you should always try to thin your solder iron so it gets better performance and longer lifetime. I know the feeling of that. Yeah, sometimes it's like, should I go the long term or should I go the short term? And I think like the answer is always long term, because looking back, those several hours may just get you into some zone that's you know, like not most effective or productivity out from that time. Yeah, step back and think about things is more important. Okay, yeah, I hate those time zone stuff. It gives you much more time, but also give you less reason to sleep on time. Yeah, I think a lot of times the deadline was just like 11:59 p.m. And you know people will not really look at the final one by that time, so you know, okay, I probably still have the whole night to do it. But yeah, sometimes the deadline is deadline, so you don't really know if you can spend additional hours, if you will get penalty or not. But that's for school. So yeah, in office, like a lot of times the deadline was like, okay, Friday afternoon, so you know people can spend the weekend for sure, because like you know nobody will look at your result on weekends. So like giving peer review on a weekend is very normal. So good company like my company, we're just doing like Thursday or Wednesday afternoon, so they know you will not spend the weekend on that. You will probably spend the whole Wednesday or Thursday on that. So yeah, see what your deadline is. If it's Friday, then your place is not healthy, it's toxic. Just kidding. Yeah, you should not decide that by doing this way. Okay, I need one switches for the pipe key, because the pipe key, usually the switch pin were not sitting flashed. Okay, I mean it may ruin the switches, but no matter what. Okay, should be good to go. And if you pull the switch, nice. Okay, so I have 10 minutes. So I got some shelf liner and also get a KBD modular form. And I probably will try that on bare and see how that sounds differently. And I know good keyboard needs no foam, but you know what? If you want to make a better keyboard, you can always try to mod yourself. So people should not judge by that if you want to take the time to do that. Okay, I see one missing socket. So that's why the extra socket, which is not extra anymore. Okay, I will back to this one later. In case I miss additional sockets, I don't need to go back and forth. Yeah, I will see how the bare sound differently with some foam in. Interesting. I put the socket onto the switch leg rather than the switch pin. Yeah. That's very stupid, but fixable. Because you probably won't be able to solder that onto the switch pin. There's no tin or solder that you can get in. So it should be fixable. Yeah, so I built the UTD, and I would say if you have other TKL board to try, probably not worse, just like by taking a different TKL and say, yeah, it's better one, or maybe I just want this one. But if you really have the attachment to the original like OTD, for example, if you were chasing that keyboard for so long, but you were not happy with spending 5,000 bucks on that, I think this one could be a good one to like, won't say like save your childhood dream, but just like as good as how you can really experience the feeling of it. So yeah, if you never heard about OTD and just want to have a TKL, don't go the UTD. But if you were like, okay, OTD is the king, OTD is something I want, but 5,000 bucks, forget about that. Then UTD should be a good alternative to try. And I actually trying to get the UTD 356 mini just because I really want to try the O-ring gas key mount. And if I get the Unicorn, I probably won't get this one. And since I fell on Unicorn, I probably should try the UTD 356 mini, so I will know. But also like my old client, the good friend, he also want to have a try. So potentially I will build that and also sell at cost for him. So basically one board, two people can have a try. And if he don't like it, he can sell to other people. I just don't know when will be the next one on the market with O-ring gas key mount. So I want to have a try on the UTD 356. But 360C, if you're really a fan of OTD, then you should get that. Otherwise, I think there are plenty like TKL alternative on the market. And specific one I will recommend is this Devastating TKL. And because like most of TKL looks very close, so I don't think it will matter too much if you just get another TKL, unless you have attachment to the UTD OTD design language. But it's a very heavy keyboard, so if you want to get some premium feeling, yes. But it doesn't come with a USB-C port, so potentially, oh, I get socket in, I get solder in socket. Okay, fail on the last one, our last branch. Yeah, very typical. Like when you finally get tight, it's where you probably make the most mistake. Okay, so I have one missing and one failed, and I have two remaining, so nothing left. Good. Okay, one, and the other one I have to kind of desolder. Okay, so in order to desolder this guy, you want to push, and on the other side try to use this tweezer to pull that out. And don't use too much force, maybe you will don't want to, like, you know, first burn yourself. Second, you don't want to pull out the trace from the PCB. So after that, you probably want to get a solder desolder pump. Where's my desolder pump? Oh, yes, here. And then the desolder pump will be able to get the solder out so that you can put a new socket in. And I really like Minter's advice on cutting this solder pump, a desolder pump, into the angle, so it gets much better sucking behavior. So this is definitely something you recommend. Okay, get the other pin in. And I have 2 minutes for 2 sockets. Okay, get some small trouble, which is not very okay. Not a lot of room for putting the socket in. Yeah, once you get the desolder gun, like, unless you were trying to do this work, the Millmax socket part, like, it's really hard to need the desolder pump at any time because desolder gun was just so efficient. But yeah, in case of this one, I feel like getting the desolder gun heated up takes longer than I need. Okay, yeah, maybe I will not be able to finish by 45 just because of the one I missed doing. Yeah, I don't know. Should I hit up the desolder gun for better sucking behavior? Hello, Hazel. You are not the only one here. And I don't have treat for Oreo. I mean, I want to finish this one in a second. Yeah, it's already 45. But it's just like has some unexpected behavior. I need to get this socket in and solder and call it a night. But I cannot get that in just because maybe some solder. Okay. Let me see if I can even try to push it in. Yeah, I don't want to. Okay, yeah, so you can heat up on the socket. And so the socket will be heat up and the solder will be heat up as well. Then you can get that in and you can solder again without a problem. Okay, yeah, heat is the magic on this part. Okay, so we can call it done. And now I just need to test the PCB before we will finally say it's done. So let's just use the tweezer and the VS software, and I will show you how the VS works. And the music can be back. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's do the nav clusters all together and also the arrow keys. Okay, now it's the 60% regular layout. Yeah, to be honest, I still think this is a much easier socket to solder, which given any expertise on keyboard soldering, you should be able to do that as long as you know the technique and also the pro tips. And especially on the desolder part, that if you have any solder into the socket, this one is definitely easier than 7305, how to get that out, just because how long this one is. And the 7305 is really short, that you cannot really get that out without a piler. But this one, it's definitely on the easy side. As long as you have tweezer, you know how to use your iron without burning yourself, you can do it. Okay, all done. And we're not going to really build this out tonight, just because I don't want to, you know, spend too much time on this keyboard tonight. I still need to do some work. But yeah, we will build this one once my water king switches comes, so that I can test some new switches on the keyboard without really committing to that switch. And that's the key part of hotswap PCB. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you for taking your time. I mean, it's really late for your time, so happy chatting with you. It makes me millmaxing much happier. Thank you and have a good night. Talk to you next time.